Hey everybody, what's going on? It is James here with Crypto Common Sense, and I have a Bitcoin slash cryptocurrency slash stock market update for you. It is Tuesday, April the 14th. Before I jump into these charts, please do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click that bell icon to get notifications when I release new updates. And don't forget to join the Patron. It's just $4.95 a month, and slowly but surely growing toward that first goal of $1,000 a month. So that definitely helps out, helps to keep me motivated to do these videos. So let's jump into this. We're going to take a look at some charts today. Also going to take a look at some bigger picture stuff. And, I wanted to do an extra video because I had a friend of mine who I've known for, I guess over 20 years now. We've been friends. One of my best friends, and he got into stock trading last year. He's been absolutely crushing it, and he's more than doubled his portfolio. But as we talk today, I was telling him, hey, make sure you're using stop losses, make sure you're using proper risk management, because he's not. And I told him, look, you remind me a lot of me when I got started in 2017. So he's a smart guy. He's going to do well on his own, regardless of whether he takes my advice or not, right? And but really, the point is I wanted to show you guys what I was showing him, and kind of talk about the market and the economy as a whole, and how I think it's going to affect cryptocurrency and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing I want to look at, you guys know by now that I like the bubble chart, right? In fact, some people on Twitter gave me so much grief over these last 9 or 10 months, because I would just kept posting these updated bubble charts saying this is where we're at, now we're here, now we're here, now we're here, and people would laugh at them and tell me how stupid I was, and until of course it fell down to $4,000 and below, and then it's like, oh, maybe this guy wasn't so stupid. So let me pull in a different chart, and we'll talk about the crypto, and then we'll talk about the stocks as well. All right, so this was the bubble chart, right, for cryptocurrency, and this wasn't the 2017 bubble, which I had actually posted in the summer of 2018. I had posted saying that I thought the bottom would be around $3,200, and using the same type of chart, and then I called this drop down under 4,000 using this chart here. So if you look at this, guys, these markets play out like this over and over again, right? We're very fortunate as crypto traders that we get to see markets that move really, really fast. So these crypto market cycles often play out over the course of a couple of years, right? And in this case, we saw a whole echo bubble play out in 12 months, which was just incredible, right? But in the stock market, a lot of people that are trading stocks have never been through a bear market. And, we've been in this raging bull market for about 10 years or so. And so they have no idea what to expect. So when this, when this pulls back and has this first huge drop in a bear market, this is where new people really get burned. And in all fairness, it's where I lost most of the money that I lost in crypto, right? I've made all that back now. I'm back in the profit and all that kind of good stuff. But when I was first starting out, I had made incredible returns in 2017. Everybody that was trading was, for the most part, doing well, right? Unless they were just completely goofballs. But what happened was when we had this first pullback in 2018, not this pullback here, but the one that happened in 2018, right? Let's pull up a chart and we'll look at that real quick. So let's put this on. I just want to use a chart that doesn't have any lines on it. So we'll just use a BLX chart. And we'll put it on a weekly. Okay, so when this, that's not what I want. I want just price. When this first pullback happened in 2018, I bought a lot of crypto, right? I was like, oh yeah, I'm fixing to get rich. And of course, we all know what happened. I didn't get rich. I lost a ton of money, right? Because when it started to go back up, I was trained to believe that you buy the dips and it just goes higher, and you buy the dips and it just goes higher. And then of course, it didn't go higher. It actually put in a lower high, and then it collapsed. And if you look at the bubble in 2019, same thing. There was a lot of people that were buying down here, and if they sold here, awesome, they made money. But most people didn't sell here. What happened? Bitcoin dumped, because that was complacency all over again. Now, the reason I'm talking about this, guys, is because right now, obviously, Bitcoin is pumped up from down around $3,800. It's pumped up to 7,400. Now it's sitting around 7,000, 6,800. I haven't looked in the last couple of hours, right? Sitting in that ballpark. And, I talked about yesterday about I didn't think it was time to get short. And then we had that pump. I don't know what it pumped, $300 or $400 or something, right? But I'm still not bullish on the macro picture, right? I'm still bearish, and I still think this is going much lower. And it could be going a lot lower than anybody expects because, guys, if you look at the stock market, this is the S&P 500. I wish I could get this the way I want it, but we all know, I'm going to actually pull up an S&P 500 chart here, but we all know or should know by this point what a bubble chart looks like, right? You have these huge parabolic runs. In crypto, they last a few years. In the stock market, they typically last 8 to 10 years, right? And then you have the bear market. And the bear markets kick off with a huge dump that scares the shit out of people, right? And then it starts to go back up, and the people that got scared and sold on the dump, they start buying back in like, oh man, it was just a dip. Okay, I got to buy back my positions. And then the real dump happens. Now I want you to look at this chart. What is happening here? What is this? You have this huge dump, right? That breaks down, puts in a lower low. Look familiar? Then you have a huge pump, which is the complacency stage. Look familiar? It ends up putting in a lower high, and then the real pain begins. Okay? So let's go back over to some real charts. This is the S&P 500. Guys, this is a daily chart, right? This market moves a little bit slower than crypto. Thing is, if this is complacency, let's look at the 200 moving average. Look how high that 200-day moving average is. Now look at the history of Bitcoin. At what point has it ever went this far under the 200 moving average, right? Oh, well, it did that back here, didn't it? And the last bear market, which lasted how long? Oh, about 512 days. And the drop was about 56 to 60%. It's hard to get it exact. Around 57% over the course of 512 days. Wow, a year and a half. And I bet if we look back further, here we go, pretty far. I don't even think it was that far under here, but pretty far under the 200 moving average here. This was the bubble of 2000, right? This was the first bubble that I was an adult for. I get it on the top candle there, which it's not wanting to get. Come on. There we go. And in that case, it took it 934 days to bottom, and it lost 50% of its value. So for people to be like, oh, well, this bear market's already over. Are you shitting me right now? The first one took 934 days. Not the first one, but the first one we're talking about. 934 days, and the next one took over 500 days. And you're trying to tell me that this entire bear market played out in one move? And that one move lasted, what, like 30 days or 40 days? Give me a break. That's. Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. But is it likely? Guys, no. It's not likely, right? As traders, we trade probabilities, not possibilities, right? Anything's possible. We want to trade what's probable. And we just put in a lower low, right? Let's go to a weekly, okay? This is absolutely a lower low. What do you get after a lower low? Typically, you get a ding, 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 lower high. And then what do you get? A lower low, right? So if this is indeed a new bear market, which it looks like it is to me, right, that means that we could be looking at 18 to 24 months of pain and bleeding. And we don't know how this coronavirus stuff is going to play out. I'm not going to get sidetracked on that. Too many passionate opinions on it, right? Whatever the reason for it, whether it was man-made, whether it was natural, whether it's, whatever. It's here, okay? We don't know what the effect is going to have. What we do know is that unemployment is skyrocketing. We do know that the economy, the global economy, is taking a hit. We know the U.S. is printing money like it's going out of style, right? We're seeing signs that the economy is not doing well. So if this, starts to go back down and turns into a bear market, and we know that, hey, look, Bitcoin has been correlated with the stock market. It's been in a bull run, a giant parabolic run for 10 years, just like the stock market. it only stands to reason that if the stock market goes into a historic bear run, that Bitcoin very well may follow with it. Now, there's always that chance that Bitcoin finally decouples and that people really do start putting more faith in Bitcoin than fiat. And in that case, we could see Bitcoin fulfill its potential, the potential that a lot of people are looking for, where it becomes, the form of currency. I don't think that will ever happen, guys. And it doesn't mean I'm a bear. It doesn't mean I'm a long-term bear. I think Bitcoin's useless or worthless. It just means I don't think that will happen. I just don't see any government ever allowing that to happen. And I know that people are going to say, the governments can't stop it. You're wrong. The governments can absolutely stop it. All they have to do is make it illegal to trade it. Okay? Will it still exist? Yeah. It'll still be traded peer-to-peer. There'll still be those little outliers that still trade it. But mainstream, Wall Street, big money, institutions, all that stuff, gone. It's not going to all-time highs being traded by John Doe and Jane Doe in the backyard. Okay? It'll go back to where it was 5 or 6 years ago, $50 a coin, $100 a coin, whatever, Well, it'll be more than 5 or 6 years ago. But it'll go back to its roots, okay? In my opinion. So we really have to be mindful of this stock market and what this stock market is doing, because I do think it's going to have a massive impact on Bitcoin. All right, that's macro picture stuff. Now I want to take a little bit closer look at Bitcoin, because yesterday I'd done a video saying that I didn't see reason to get it short, and then I saw some bullish, signs in the chart on the shorter time frames. And again, we did have that pump. What I'd really like to find is a 4-hour chart that's not just marked to hell. It's funny, people see this stuff and they're like, holy shit, what are all these lines? That's literally how I trade. I trade with lines, and to the outside eye, it's like, what is that? But it works. It works really well. Let's look at, I'm going to pull up Bitcoin on Binance just because I don't have it all marked up. So if we look at like a 4-hour chart, and I have not done this yet today because when I first got up this afternoon, I went shopping. I had to go to the grocery store and the pharmacy and stuff. But what I see here is I see a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, and we don't know what's coming next. That's what I see. Okay, so this has turned back bearish, in my opinion. This was the pump that I was talking about yesterday. I don't know where price was when I shot the video, guys. 6,700, 6,800, something like that, right? We went up, tagged 7,000, punished some bears, and really, let's see what we got here. We seem to be under this support no matter how you draw it, right? Unless you draw it way down here. Oh, I do remember where price was. Yeah, because we had just put in these two bottoms here, right? And I said that might be support. And I said I wasn't going to long it. I didn't long it, right? And in fact, I ended up shorting it last night. But the main point, guys, is this. Just remember that just because a market bounces, and just because a market bounces a lot, doesn't mean diddly squat. So what? Stocks bounce 30%. Does that mean the bear market is over? Well, do you remember how much Bitcoin bounced when it bounced in 2018? I do. 100%. Right? It bounced 100%. On this first one, it bounced 58%. On the second huge drop here, it bounced 98%. On this huge drop, it bounced 42%. On this big ass drop, it bounced 54%, right? So the first one wasn't 100% like I was thinking. It was this one here. But you can go back in time. This is how it always works, right? When the bear markets kick off, you always have the huge dump followed by the huge pump every friggin' time. Look, here you go. What is this? This is the 2013 bear market. Here's the top. It dumped 27%, and then it pumped 32%, right? When it dumped all the way down here, it pumped 136%, right? Go to the 2019 bear market for Bitcoin. First dump, it dumped 30%, and then it pumped 36%, right? All these people that are trading the SPX and trading stocks have been trading for 5 or 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 years. They've never seen a bear market. They've never traded through a bear market, right? If they're trading specifically stocks and nothing else, they've only traded bull markets. And they're about to learn the hard way, I'm afraid, that, and I don't know, and I'm not trying to be arrogant, I'm being sincere. I'm genuinely afraid for other people, because I know what happened to me the first time I traded a bear market, and it was not pretty. I got completely destroyed. I mean, demolished. I lost multiple years worth of income because I was trying to trade the bear market like a bull market. I was trying to buy dips, and you don't buy dips in a bear market. You short rallies. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up there, guys. Obviously, please remember that while I do trade full-time for a living, I'm just some guy sitting in a spare bedroom. Nothing in the video is financial advice. Nothing in the video is trade advice. You should always do your own due diligence and seek out professional investment advice before making any type of investment in stocks or cryptocurrency. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Of course, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notifications when I release new updates. And don't forget to check the description for links where you can join my Patron to help support the channel, and also where you can take my trading course if you'd like to learn technical analysis and learn how to do this stuff for yourself. This is James with Crypto Common Sense, reminding you to please trade safe.